Hey guys, Sean here. This is going to be a little gear review. Sorry if my voice sounds like shit. I am sick. I've been home for the past 3 days. But I figured I'd get up off my ass and do something. And what better than a gear review? These are two very similar helmets. The one on the right is mine. The one on the left is a teammate's. They're the same style of helmet. They're both Ops Core replica fast MH helmets. However, they're from two different brands. Mine is a Emerson, and I bought it as a Lancer Tactical. It's just rebranded. And get down, kitty. Cat wanted to say hi. Anyway, mine's a Emerson, and it was rebranded by Lancer Tactical. And his is a, I believe, FMA. It's a little bit of a cheaper one. I believe it's FMA. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you know for sure what it is. But his was rebranded by, he got it off of Amazon. And it was called like Alien Airsoft was the brand name. And I'm going to start off by saying, get the Emerson. It's like the same price, if not $10 more, and it's way more worth your money. This still is not a bad helmet. If you're on that tight of a budget, go for it. It's a great helmet. But this is definitely better. This is going to be a side-by-side comparison. First thing you'll notice is the Emerson is a dark earth color, and it's more closer to the color of the actual Ops Core helmet, I believe. While I believe it's called urban dark earth or urban tan, and this is like a really light tan, lighter than khaki. It's very, very bright. So this usually blends better in most environments. Also, the texture on each of them, I don't know if you can see, but the texture on the FMA versus the Emerson, the FMA has more of like a pitted looking texture, while the Emerson still has a little bit of a texture to it, but it's definitely more smooth. Personally, I think the texture on this is more ugly, because it's not even really a rough texture. It's a damn cat. It's not really rough, it's just pitted, but it's also really smooth. So it's kind of a weird texture. This is more of a, I don't know, just a rough texture. It's not rough, but it's not smooth. This is like pitted but smooth at the same time. I don't really know how else to describe it. You'd have to feel them yourselves, but don't really like this one. You can't really tell because I kind of have a shadowed lighting right now, but this one is shinier by quite a bit. This one kind of almost sparkles, because the plastic they used was a really shiny plastic. They didn't use a dull plastic. So this plastic is really shiny, and then they put the pitted texture on it, which is supposed to take most of the shine away, and it does. It takes most of the shine away, but there's still kind of like a glittery look to it. You can't really see it in the video, but it's there. And then with this one, it's not really shiny. It's just flat. So next we will compare the furniture. Furniture as in the side rails, the shroud, the buckles and straps and all that. The furniture is definitely more high quality on the Emerson. It just feels like a cheap plastic on the FMA. while the Emerson feels like a pretty high quality polymer. It's basically like comparing pot metal to CNC aluminum, or machined steel or something like that. I guess that's the only comparison I could really think of. But yeah, this is definitely feels like a more brittle, tacky plastic, and this is a decent polymer. And there's more expensive fast helmet replicas out there which are better than these two, but as far as like the $50 to $80 range, these were both around like 60 to 70 bucks, I think. Definitely the Emerson's better in quality. Also the as far as more furniture, so the rails are definitely better on the Emerson. The little strap things that pop out are also higher quality on the Emerson, and these ones, my buddy, I think he had a problem with them falling out sometimes, and I've never had a problem with these falling out. Really all you had to do was kind of bend this back outwards more, and it ended up staying, but kind of, I don't know. Also, if I tap on this one, it doesn't wiggle at all. If I tap on this one, it wiggles a lot. There's a lot of movement there, when with this one there's no movement whatsoever. So another point for Emerson. As far as the shrouds, the NVG shrouds, I don't know what the material is. I'm guessing they're both aluminum. The rivets in them, they seem to be about the same quality. On this side, we'll see about the inside later. But on this side, the rivets seem about the same quality. If anything, these ones are nicer. The shroud itself, they seem about the same quality, but like I said, I don't know what material they are, so I don't know if there's different materials or not. But this one, however, has a OpsCore logo. I'm sure it's not licensed. I'm sure they just did it, because, I mean, Chinese manufacturers, you have no control over them. But, so that is kind of cool. It'd be cooler if it was licensed, just because then you wouldn't have OpsCore, the actual company, being pissed off or anything, if they even know about this. But, yeah, the OpsCore logo on that, and there is no logo on this one. But, so we'll just say point towards the FMA, just for the logo, but who knows, this one might be a nicer quality shroud, I don't know. I haven't tested them out to see if they work with certain NVGs or not, but yeah, whatever, they're shrouds. More furniture, the straps seem a bit more tough and sturdy on these ones, while these ones seem a bit more like stretchy and flimsy, and just kind of, I don't know, they seem like if you bend these with your fingers, they're a bit more stiff. And these ones are just really thin nylon. They're a little bit thinner than the Emerson. Also, he's had his for a few months. I've had mine for 2 years, and I don't have any strings hanging off, and his has hardly been worn, and he has lots of strings hanging off, and so I mean, they could have at least taken those off at the factory. Also, this pad on the back of the what's it called, headlock system, is kind of hanging down. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's hanging down about 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch past it, while this one is not. It's pretty flush, which, I mean, that's not a big deal, but I don't know, just where they glued it, they didn't really have the best quality control. Also, you can see how shiny this one is on the inside. You can actually, hey, there's me with the camera. You can see my reflection. And there's a really ugly molding nipple right there, which, I mean, that don't really matter. It's on the inside of the helmet, but still, this one, it's nice and flat. The only thing shining is the Velcro, the plastic Velcro. but I mean, this shines too, as you can see. And this one, I don't know if you can see it or not. Right there it says Emerson. So yeah, that's the insides. Even like the leather chin part on these, this one's nicely sewed in, while this one, as you can see, it's hanging off the sides and it's just kind of stitched in there. And this is like a really, like, it's a plasticky, really smooth feeling leather, and I feel like this would chafe your chin pretty bad, while this one's more of a soft leather, and I've never had problems with this. This is a lot more comfortable. I've tried on both of these helmets. I tried on my buddies, and I've worn mine for a long time, and mine is way more comfortable on the chin, on the head, everywhere. Let's see, the why do I always forget these? The headlock systems. This one's a bit harder to turn. They both have that little weird bit of play in them before, and then you actually start to turn it, and it's harder to turn. Actually, no, they're about the same hardness to turn. But I've never had a problem with mine unadjusting itself, and I don't think he's had a problem with his, so you're good there. They both have a slightly different design on the wheel. I like the looks of this design better. It's like 3 lightning bolt arrow things, and I don't know. That really doesn't matter. This is more of like a shiny, cheap plastic though, and this wheel is actually, it's the same polymer as the rest of the helmet, but it's rubberized, so you get a really good grip on it. And you can actually kind of squish down, you can feel the rubberization, the rubber coating on it, and it's really nice feeling. They both come with about the same amount of Velcro, and they're both came with nicely placed Velcro. I've seen ones where the Velcro is ripply or off-center or crooked. They're both very well placed. However, the FMA came with a little tiny piece of Velcro up here on each side, and the Emerson did not, which that doesn't really bother me because I usually don't put anything up there on the sides. The NVG retention cords are definitely a little bit higher quality on this one, on my Emerson. On these you can see it's like they didn't really insulate it. They didn't really, you can just see it's kind of crudely put on there, the hook is, and this one, the hooks are nicer on there. Like you can see this one's like really off-center with the cord, and this one's right on point. The straps on this one, the cords are actually a little bit thicker than on my Emerson, but this one has a better retention to it. This one's a little more loose, and this feels like a more durable texture, so even though these ones are a little bit thicker, I would trust the Emersons over the FMA still. Even like the adjustment pieces and the buckles are a nicer quality plastic on the Emerson. Also, the way the Emerson locks into place, the design is a little bit nicer. It has more sharp shaped little hooks on there compared to this one, which they're not quite as sharp, so they don't click in as well, if you can see that. Also, this one has this weird fancy crap in these little tabs that just help line it up when you put it in. And this one is just a standard hook. Padding. Padding is so much better in the Emerson. I would actually never ever use the FMA because of this. the padding in the FMA is a really hard, uncomfortable foam, and it's really thin, as you can see, while the Emerson is a temper material. It's very soft, but it's still firm enough to where your head isn't smushing right through to the hard foam on the back. So it's just that perfect foam padding, and it's a lot thicker, as you can see, and the padding's just way nicer in this one. It's basically like comparing a Tempur-Pedic to a box spring, as in comfortability. So yeah. Next, more of the soft. It's like a soft material up in here. As you can see, this one comes almost all the way up to the top of this foam stuff here. So it's about, I'd say 3.5 inches tall. This one's about 1.5, 2 inches. It's really thin and not well padded. This one's well padded, and the texture on this is really soft, and this is more rough and would probably give you a bit of a headache on your forehead. Kind of probably rub it raw. So yeah, the foam in the padding in the Emerson is a lot more comfortable. Another thing, as you can see, the Emerson's shell is a lot thinner. It's about half as thick as the FMA, but I feel like if the FMAs were as thin as the Emerson's, they would break really easily, just because this is cheap plastic and this is very nice plastic. I can step on this thing, use it as a stool, sit on it, throw it. I have not been able to crack it or anything. While this one, I feel if it was as thin as this one, it would break easily. But this one's just as durable because it's twice as thick. But also, this helmet is about twice as heavy, plus the addition of the hard pads, the very uncomfortable padding, makes this feel like a brick on your head, especially after a long day. And this is comfortable. I could wear it all day without any problem. So, once again, it'd be like strapping a brick onto your head or wearing a baseball cap. Obviously, this is a little bit heavier than a baseball cap, but, just a comparison. Even the screw thing that holds the top of the shroud on, I'm sure there's 3 of those because there's 3 rivets. This has a thicker washer. The screws are the same, but the washer on this one's thicker. So I feel like if there was any stress, like your nods really tugged on the top of, tugged down, this could rip right out of the plastic because it's a lot skinnier. I feel like it could, while this has a lot more surface area grabbing onto it, so it would not rip out as easily. Even small details, like down to these screws, these are flat, these are rounded, they kind of stick out, which that doesn't really matter at all. But these are really flat, these are really shiny. They're both black, but these are really shiny black, if you can see. You can probably see the reflection of the sky right now above me, because I'm outside. And these are just matte black. So even the Velcro seems a bit nicer, and I've had this one for 2 years. This one he's only had for a couple of months, and even the Velcro feels a little bit nicer on the Emerson. However, the Velcro is fine on this one too. So, I mean, even like the little accessory kit that comes with them, this rail, I don't know if you can hear that, but it wobbles around. And this one does not. And mine, you can see they have like a little lip right here on the pull tab to release them. My little lip broke off, but that's because I lost it for about 1.5 years in my driveway, and that's the only thing wrong with it. And I got a little bit of surface rust on the screw. But that's the only thing wrong with it. I mean, you can still pull down on the tab, it just doesn't have that lip. So this is a higher quality plastic, you can feel it. This one wiggles around a lot. This one has no wiggle at all. So really, I don't know the exact weights of them, but this one's way lighter, and way more comfortable. So there it is, guys. Let me know if there was anything that I missed. I tried to make this as in-depth and thorough of a comparison / review as I possibly could. So yeah, that's the FMA rebranded by Alien Airsoft, and the Emerson, which I bought rebranded by Lancer Tactical. So both are good helmets. This one is a lot better, and like I said, there is more expensive helmets out there, but for the price you cannot beat this one, and for the price you can beat this one a little bit, because this one's just not as nice of a helmet. It works if you're on a really tight budget, and like to the point where you can't pay the $5 or $10 extra for this one, then go ahead and get this one. It will do you fine. It will suit you well. It just won't be as comfortable. It'll be a little more heavy and not as high quality, not as durable, not as sturdy. But I mean, I don't think you're gonna be smacking your face into a brick wall or your skull. At least you don't plan on it. Sometimes that happens though. But anyway, that was the review of the / comparison of the FMA and the Emerson Fast MH helmets, Ops Core replicas. Hope you enjoyed. This one is mine, and this one is my teammates. So yeah, now you know what you should go out and buy. Now you know, like, if you're seeing the difference, like if you're seeing the two different helmets online and you don't know what one to get, now you'll know. Now you know the differences between the two, and yeah. So, hope you guys enjoy your day. I better get off the camera here and go upload this onto YouTube. Have a nice day, guys.